Welcome to Easy 3 Sport Production. I'm your host Suttles, and today we'll be talking about what should we do with Andrew Thomas. Is he Ereck Flowers 2.0? Let's get it. Andrew Thomas, our number 4 overall pick. He hasn't been looking good, Giants Nation. He really hasn't. He has been grading out terribly. The last game, he actually graded out at a 43.4 out of 100. And the league average for the offensive line winning their battles is an 84.5. And Andrew Thomas, as I said, is at a 43.4. So he did not have a good game, but just overall, he just hasn't been having a good season. And the looming question is coming up, is this Ereck Flowers 2.0? And I'm here to tell you, it's not. It's nowhere near Ereck Flowers 2.0. Because now we need to break down exactly who Ereck Flowers was and what Andrew Thomas is. First of all, Ereck Flowers was drafted as a right tackle. That's what he was drafted as a right tackle out of the University of Miami. Ereck Flowers did not have the work ethic. Ereck Flowers did not like to talk to the media. Ereck Flowers was just not a good person in general for the locker. He was I'm going to do what I'm going to do and nobody's going to teach me anything different. That's what Ereck Flowers' attitude was. But mind you, we drafted him as a right tackle and he never got to play right tackle because our left tackle Will Betty got injured, so they said, hey, let's move Ereck Flowers over to the left. And Ereck Flowers was terrible. He was a human turnstile. But do they try to move him either back to the right tackle or at the guard position? No, they keep him at left tackle, and he literally took 5 years off of Eli's career. Then by the time they move him over to the right tackle, he's already a locker room cancer. They never moved him to the inside, and we get rid of him. But the minute that we get rid of him, he goes to another team. They move him into the guard position. He plays pretty well, and he gets another contract, and he's still in the league right now. So all the Giants had to do was really play around with Ereck Flowers to see exactly where he was best fit, but also he was just not made for New York. Point blank, period. Now let's take it back to Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas is having a bad rookie campaign. He's given up the most pressures out of everybody in the NFL. He doesn't really protect Daniel Jones' blind side, but the character of Andrew Thomas is totally different. He's there to work. Now, it's tough for him because this is his rookie campaign, and there was no OTAs, there was no mini camp, there was no rookie camps, there was nothing. So he's coming straight from Georgia and coming and playing the second hardest position on the offense at left tackle. And you're dealing with Khalil Mack, TJ Ward, Bud Dupree. I seen them switch Aaron Donald out there to his side. Like, he's dealing with the elite pass rushers the NFL has to offer. He is struggling, but he is no Ereck Flowers 2.0. The thing that I see with Andrew Thomas, now mind you, I'm not an offensive line guru, but I am a personal trainer, so I do see different movements in different ways, and I do see that Andrew Thomas does not get out of his break fast enough. I see that his footwork is not candid enough to get to the outside and also be able to protect the inside. His hip movement, his hip mobility isn't up to par where it needs to be. And that's something that a young tackle has to work on. But this is also another thing that I would like to point out, and this is my suggestion. I want to see the Giants put Matt Pear over on the left side and put Andrew Thomas over to the right, because I believe that was the plan in the first place. They was going to have Andrew Thomas over at the right, where he was going to be led by Kevin Zeitler, our best offensive lineman, and they was going to keep Nate Solder over there on to the left side. Nate Solder opts out, so now your number 4 overall pick, he has to go over to the left side. But this is the reason why I want to see Matt Pear over there, and it's to prove a point. Last year, Nate Solder gave up the most pressures in the NFL, being on the left side of the Giants. This year, Andrew Thomas is giving up the most pressures by being the left side on the Giants. I want to see what happens with Matt Pear, because if Matt Pear gives up the same amount of pressures, then Giants Nation, we don't have a left tackle problem. We have a left guard problem, because that is the common denominator, and that's something that a lot of people aren't really looking at. If the common denominator between Nate Solder and Andrew Thomas is Will Hernandez. Now, mind you, Nate Solder wasn't the best left tackle, but he is a veteran presence. He is a Super Bowl winning left tackle coming from the Patriots. For him to drop off that bad was questionable in the first place. And now you bring this young rookie where every pro scout said that he is the most pro ready, that his floor is being a Pro Bowler, and his ceiling is basically Jason Peters from the Philadelphia Eagles, who will be walking into the Hall of Fame one day. This is what the pro scout said, and we put him on the left side and he's giving up the most pressures. Something ain't sitting right. There's a common denominator in this equation, and that's Will Hernandez. Now, I don't know if it's how Will Hernandez blocks and the left tackle has to actually help him out and shift over a tad bit, so that's leaving the outside a little more vulnerable than it usually is, or whatever technique that he's actually doing that's hurting the left tackle. But I want to see how Matt Pear fares over there, because Matt Pear is a little taller than Andrew Thomas and he has longer arms than Andrew Thomas, and that makes a big difference because he's able to step on the outside a tad bit more, keep the pass rusher at the distance that he likes. Now, he may get beat inside 4 times, but to step on the outside, he's going to make sure that they don't get that free range on the outside to make Daniel Jones step up into the pocket where it's already crumbling. But I'm very curious to see what can happen when we put Matt Pear over to the left side. Now, as for Andrew Thomas being on the right side, I think that he'll do a lot better, because he will have a veteran in Kevin Zeitler who will be able to position him in the correct way, or even be able to help him with shifting his body or shifting his movement just a tad bit to help out Andrew Thomas on the outside portion. And Andrew Thomas will really just have to worry about the insides. Like, the veterans on the offensive line, they're very smart, so they'll know how to manipulate and what kind of angles that has to be used just to protect the quarterback. But I would like to see Andrew Thomas on that right side to see if Zeitler can help, and I would like to see Pear on the left side to see if Will Hernandez is really the problem. And that has been a Subtle's Take from Easy 3 Sport Production. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Until next time, I'm out.